Okay, so let's say you want to ask more than a single question like we did on the Ask a Question assignment. We could click on Create, and one of our options says Quiz Assignment. What clicking on a quiz assignment does, it gives you the opportunity to create a quiz posting on your classwork. So I'll write Quiz Chapter 1. You can give them directions. Once the students do this a few times, they realize how the process works. Down here, you have some options. We can click on locked mode on Chromebooks. And if you do that, if they're on a Chromebook, it doesn't let them navigate around to any other tabs. However, if they're on a Windows machine, they won't be able to take the test. It doesn't let them open it, as far as my experience. So I'll leave that open. And down here, we see grade importing. What this does is if you have the quiz automatically grade, which we'll talk about here in a minute, it will actually pull the grade right over into Classroom. So you don't have to go out and look at it and type it in. It's all automatic. Now, in order to see the quiz you're doing, you click on blank quiz and it opens it up in another tab. And we can rename it. So I'll call this Chapter 1. And the same thing up here. You can see it's taking email addresses automatically from the kids, so you really don't have to type in like a name, your name here. So let's go ahead and we click to type a question. I will write, who was the first president? And you can look, it's recommending the correct answer already. So I can go ahead and click on that and I'll add it and I can add some other options. I can write, um, in Zelda, whatever, doesn't matter. So it knows what the correct answer is. So when the students take this, it will grade it for you. You can say this is worth a point. And on our end, we see this. On their end, they won't see the correct answer. I'll hit done. And if you want to use the exact same kind of question, you can duplicate it. Right here, this copies it. You could also make it required, so they have to answer that to get through it. So if I hit duplicate, it takes the exact same question and puts it down below. Now, you can also just hit plus and have a question. You can also pick different types of questions. So you can have them do a short answer or a paragraph. Now, it's not going to automatically grade those questions, but it will grade the rest of it and leave it for you to finish it. You can have them do check boxes, a drop down list, file uploads if they had to do something and submit it. You could also ask for dates, like a date of a war. You could do linear scales, multiple choice grids. All these things are options to play around with. You can also add different items in here. You could add a title. You can add some images if they needed a picture to see. You can add video and embed it. You could add different sections. Either way, they all kind of, you can explore those and see how they work. But what the student sees, if you hit preview, you'll see it is this. So they can go through, they click their answers, and it says response has been recorded. They click view score and it tells them what their answers were. It tells them what they got right, what they got wrong. Now, when you're setting up the quiz, under the settings at the top, when we click on that, there are some things you can do as far as quiz goes. You can hit presentation, shuffle the question order. Um, you can show a progress bar. There's a bunch of questions. You want the kids to see how far along they are. This is where you have all your quiz options, and it tells release grade here. Now, this is if you're having all your questions automated because it'll give them the score immediately. You can say later after manual review, and you can email them back in case you have questions you want to go through. And it tells you what they can see. It'll show them missed questions, correct answers, point values, however you want to do it. If you turn these off, they won't see they'll see their score, but they will not know what they missed and what they got wrong. So if you're going to have a student take a quiz multiple times, this might be a good option. What we see on our end now, when we open the quiz, we hit responses and it shows us what the kids scored. It will show us what questions they got right, what they answered for each question. Now, this would be if you had a lot of students submitting it, you would see all of them together here. So it would show you like every student for this question, what they said. If you had more than one submission, you went to individual, it shows you how this student answered. And then you can click release score if you wanted to for this student.